Look, I get it. VPNs have different strengths, and if you have a particular use case, that just makes finding the best VPN all that harder. Today, I will analyze NordVPN versus ExpressVPN versus Surfshark to determine which might be right for your daily activities, and most importantly, reign supreme. Looking at the wider option of these VPNs, there are a few concerns online. Justified concerns, sure, like are they owned by the same company? Is ExpressVPN safe? Starting with the first question. Back in 2022, Nord Security took Surfshark under their wing, but they still operate as independent companies with different prices, features, and UIs. And on the topic of ExpressVPN, they have made a lot of positive changes to regain users' trust after their new ownership. So Reddit threads aside, let's look where these VPNs truly differ. Value. I always compare their long-term plans. This is where you see much lower monthly payments. When it comes to these, ExpressVPN is clearly the most expensive and only has 3 different plans. So turning to a NordVPN versus Surfshark pricing comparison, Surfshark is considerably cheaper, but NordVPN does bring a lot of features to the table to justify its pricing point. With all of that said, I wouldn't call any of these VPNs expensive. They're well priced within the market, especially considering you can use Surfshark on an unlimited number of devices with just one account. Now, if you apply the exclusive discount codes, you can get even better deals on each VPN. As these deals often change, I left exclusive links in the description down there for when you're ready. Alongside value comes the topic of what you actually need on a daily basis and which provider goes above and beyond in this regard. As I said, I'll offer a straight answer in this Best VPN 2023 review here. First, they all do the basics. Connecting to a server is easy, and so is finding the location you need. On Windows, you'll be able to customize which app goes through an encrypted connection and which doesn't, with all providers using split tunneling. Then simple, yet crucial, they're all got functioning kill switches. Say something happens to my connection while I'm browsing, this will cut my internet connection too to avoid any data leaking online. So if you're just looking for standard functionality, there isn't much to comment on here, but digging deeper into stuff like server counts will be a big consideration. Take NordVPN as a strong contender with the most server numbers, which is useful if you need variation. Yet Surfshark bites back with the most countries, useful for streaming. And ExpressVPN doesn't actually advertise their specific numbers anymore. Despite this, they do have a fair amount of countries I can access on the app. I should note, all 3 VPN picks will work in restrictive regimes. Each best VPN pick has traffic obfuscation capabilities, which will help you gain access to free uncensored internet. What about privacy? Okay, this is where NordVPN arguably has the upper hand. Their double VPN feature chains 2 servers together and when enabled gives you a real anonymous online experience. Then there's the Onion over VPN, which is a type of specialty server and again, a type of privacy feature Surfshark and Express just can't match. What I'm getting at is NordVPN is more for the anonymity seekers. ExpressVPN does the standards well and Surfshark has a lot of variation and value. But wait, there's more to uncover. That's ad blocking, especially important for more than one reason. Sorry to say, here you have 2 options. It's NordVPN versus Surfshark. Before you shoot the messenger, I know ExpressVPN has the threat manager feature, but this does nothing for ads and only blocks trackers and suspicious sites. The other 2 just have more sophistication in this regard. Surfshark is in the form of clean web and NordVPN's is in the form of threat protection. What's interesting is that these 2 providers can also detect malware depending on the plan you choose. It's not as customizable and efficient as third-party antivirus tools just yet, but they are making changes and improvements quite regularly. Now, I will say a silver lining for ExpressVPN is that they do in fact have a rarity, their applet for setting up a VPN on a router. It's a great way to run all devices in your house through an encrypted connection, ensuring security and avoiding device limits. Not only allowed me to change the locations more easily, but I was also able to assign different ones to each device, which other router VPNs don't let you do. And that's as far as I'll go in terms of features. If you're looking for something specific, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. I have a separate detailed VPN review for each top VPN contender. But now I'll look at jurisdictions and security architectures. Well, first of all, your traffic is going to be encrypted throughout the whole connection process with strong ciphers too. What's more, all of these best VPN picks claim to have a no logs policy. That alone isn't so reassuring, but they have measures to ensure this, like the RAM-based servers. All you need to know here is that data is wiped from these servers after every reboot, and they're extremely secure. To top that off, all VPNs went through third-party security audits, so in terms of who to trust, nobody is really pulling the short straw here. What about jurisdiction? Surfshark is the only one with jurisdiction in a Nine Eyes country. That's an intelligence sharing alliance. Considering their privacy measures, this doesn't bother me. But if it bothers you, then the most secure VPN battle, well, it's down between ExpressVPN and NordVPN. Right, if you're looking to do performance-focused stuff with your VPN, then speed and reliability might just tip the scale. To determine the Usain Bolt of this comparison, I did some testing. First, general performance. I used the fastest protocols of each VPN and tested 3 different locations. As you can see, when running a test on UK servers, all 3 options showed similar results. They retained around 90% of my baseline, which basically had no effect on my browsing experience. In further locations, the speed drops were a bit more significant. Look at Japan. Yeah, I only felt a longer loading times when I was browsing via Japanese servers with ExpressVPN, so at this point, that's a small consideration. However, what about streaming performance? A daily activity for many VPN users. So in terms of actually accessing libraries and popular streaming platforms, ExpressVPN worked the fastest this time with the least troubleshooting. Surfshark and Nord also access stuff, the former more libraries, but I did have to switch servers and clear cache sometimes, which is understandable due to IP blocks and browsing data. So overall for streaming, I'd say the main battle is between Surfshark versus ExpressVPN, as they can access the most foreign libraries out of all VPN 2023 options currently. What about torrenting though? It's a short answer. I'd straight up go with NordVPN. Not only does it have specialized servers, but I also found a free SOC S5 proxy. All things considered, where does that leave you? Which should you consider the best VPN for your lifestyle? Well, if you're looking for a fast and really private VPN with a fair price, I'd say NordVPN is the provider I use most these days. Surfshark is also super affordable with great value and good for streaming, yet if you really need a versatile router, VPN, and are just into standard VPN activities, Express is your man. Or woman. There you have it, my NordVPN versus ExpressVPN versus Surfshark video. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you subscribe to the channel so I can catch you in the next video. All the best.